Good evening, students. This is Subhan sir. Today we are going to start our syllabus with chapter number first, rational numbers. Okay. So first of all, we will define what rational numbers usually mean. Okay. Basically, what does it mean, and what is its definition? How it will be used in solving questions based on it. Okay, first of all, we must understand the meaning of rational number. A rational number is a number that can be expressed as the fraction p upon q of two integers p and q, where p is a numerator and q is a denominator. Okay, suppose we are having a fraction p upon q in which p is a numerator and q is a denominator. Numerator means the number which is on the upper side is called as numerator. The number which is situated at the lower side, okay, at the bottom, that is called as denominator. Okay, that is the difference between numerator and denominator. So suppose we are having a fraction, for example 1 upon 2, for example 3 upon 4, 5 upon 7. Okay, any fraction we can take and we can call that fraction as a rational number. Okay, but there are some conditions regarding rational number, that q is not equal to 0. The denominator q is not equal to 0. That means it cannot be 0. Okay, so it cannot be 0, but q may be equal to 1. The value of q can be equal to 1, may be equal to 1. Okay, it means that suppose I am writing 3 upon 1, so it is also a rational number. Why? Since 3 is an integer. So what we conclude, that 3 is an integer and we can write 3 as 3 upon 1 also in the form of p upon q. So it implies that every integer is a rational number. Okay, so every integer, either 3 upon 1, 2 upon 1, 5 upon 1, 7 upon 1, any integer, either minus 2 upon 1, minus 5 upon 1, any integer can be called as a rational number. Okay, now proceeding, firstly we will discuss about properties of rational number, that which are the properties that are used in solving the questions based on rational number, that you must know. Then we will proceed towards the questions. So first of all, first property is distributive property. What is it? Distributive property in which a into b plus c is equal to ab plus ac. See, what does it mean? Suppose there are three real numbers a, b and c, and I have written them like this: a into b plus c, a bracket b plus c. Okay, so according to distributive property, a will multiply with b also and a will multiply with c also. Okay, with both the numbers a will multiply. So this property is called as distributive property. For example, if I write 2 multiply with 3 plus 5, it will become 2 multiply with 3 plus 2 multiply with 5. That means 2 3s are 6 plus 2 5s are 10. 6 plus 10 is what? 16. So that will be the answer. So we can arrange, suppose ab plus ac is given, so we can arrange like this also: a into b plus c. And suppose a into b plus c is given, then we can multiply a with b also and c also. Okay, and positive sign in between the two terms. Commutative property. Suppose a and b are two integers, and either we can say integer, either we can say rational numbers. Suppose we are adding them: a plus b is equal to b plus a. Suppose I am writing here 2 plus 3. Okay, and here I am writing 3 plus 2. What will be the answer? The answer will be 5. That means 2 plus 3 I can write 2 plus 3 also and 3 plus 2 also. But the answer is always correct. That means either I write 2 plus 3, either I write 3 plus 2, the value will be same, that is 5 only. Okay, so we can arrange the rational numbers or integers, okay, as in the form a plus b equal to b plus a, okay, like that. So that is the property, commutative property of addition, because positive sign is there, plus sign is there, so we can call it as commutative property of addition. Similarly, commutative property of multiplication is also there, in which when we multiply two real numbers or two integers or two rational numbers, we can rearrange them. For example, ab into b, ab is equal to ba. Okay, taking example, 1 upon 2 multiply with 1 upon 3 will be equal to 1 upon 3 multiply with 1 upon 2. And what will be the answer? 1 into 1, 1, 3 2s are 6. Okay, so that will be the answer. So I hope these two properties are clear to you. And now proceeding to the third property. Look at the third property, additive inverse of rational number. So suppose a rational number is given a, okay, and some other number, if we want to add some number, that so that the sum of these two number will be 0. How it can be 0? For example, I am taking 2. Okay, 2 is a rational number. As we all know that every integer is a rational number, so we can say that 2 is a rational number. And now if I add minus 2 with 2, what I will get? 2 minus 2, and that will be equal to 0. Okay, so it can be said that minus 2 is a additive inverse of 2. Similarly, multiplicative inverse of a rational number. Suppose a rational number is given to you a, and you want to calculate the multiplicative inverse of a. Okay, a is a rational number, either integer we can say, either any real number we can say. Okay, so you want to calculate the multiplicative inverse. What does multiplicative inverse means? It means that inverse means reciprocal. Okay, reciprocal of that number, whatever number we are given to us. For example, I am writing here 5. Okay, and I want to calculate the multiplicative inverse of 5. How I will calculate? First of all, I will multiply 5 with the reciprocal of 5. Reciprocal, you understand? Reciprocal means the numerator becomes a denominator and denominator becomes a numerator. See, 5 is written, okay, 5 is an integer, so its denominator is what? 1. Okay, now multiplicative inverse I am going to calculate. So while calculating multiplicative inverse, denominator becomes a numerator, that means 1, and numerator becomes a denominator, that means 5. Okay, and these two values, when they are multiplied, you will get what? You will get 1. Okay, 5 and 5 cancel out, 1 into 1, 1. Similarly, fifth property, associative property, a into a plus b plus c can be written as a plus b plus c. Okay, it is also easy. Suppose I am writing here 5 plus 4 plus 3, and here I am writing 5 plus 4 under bracket and plus 3. Okay, so what will be the answer? 12 only. Suppose if I add like this, and suppose I have taken 5 and 4 inside the bracket and 3 outside the bracket, then only adding them, the answer will be 12 only. Okay, so that is called as associative property. Now moving towards the questions. Okay, and these questions are quite easy. Okay, you just have to apply these properties which we have discussed here, and these properties will be used in these questions. Okay, going towards the first question, minus 2 upon 3 multiply with 3 upon 5. Okay, minus 2 upon 3 multiply with 3 upon 5. So first of all, write on the other terms also. Okay, write on the other. Okay, minus 2 upon 3 multiply with 3 upon 5. plus 5 upon 2 minus 3 upon 5 into 1 upon 6. Okay, now look, there are 3 terms. How many terms are there? There are 3 terms. How? Wherever positive and negative sign is there, that will separate the terms. That means it's the first term, second and third. Okay, now look here, is there any common value between the terms? First of all, look at that. So what I'm seeing here, that there are 2 common terms, but they are not arranged properly. First of all, I can arrange them. How I can arrange them? Using associative property. Okay, so using associative property, that I will write in the right hand side, and here I will rearrange them in order to solve the question. So first of all, minus 2 upon 3 multiply with 3 upon 5 minus 3 upon 5 multiply with 1 upon 6. Okay, and 5 upon 2 will be the third term. Now look at the common values given there. Is there any common value which we can take common? So we can take common 3 upon 5. Okay, so proceeding, minus 2 upon 3 minus 3 upon 5 we have taken common, and then bracket. Okay, multiply and bracket, minus 2 upon 3 minus sign, this minus sign, and 1 upon 6. Okay, bracket close, plus 5 upon 2. Okay, 3 upon 5 I have taken common from these 2 terms only, not this, because there is no 3 upon 5 present here. Okay, 3 upon 5 I have taken common. Now proceeding. Now as 3 upon 5 I have taken common, what was remaining inside the bracket? Minus 2 upon 3 minus 1 upon 6 plus 5 upon 2. Okay, so 3 upon 5 multiply. Now here I can take common value, I can take LCM. Okay, so before proceeding to LCM, which property we have used, that has to be written here. Okay, I have taken common. Okay, so just remember the property first, distributive property. Okay, just have a look on this property, that A into B plus C I have written as AB plus AC. Okay, so in this form the question was given, and I have taken A common. Okay, so this property is used here, and the property is distributive property. So I will write in the right hand side, I will write here that distributive property is used. So I will write here distributive property, using distributive property. Okay, now minus 3 upon 5 we have taken common. Now here I will take LCM. The LCM of 3 and 6 will be 6. Okay, 3 will divide 6 2 times, so 2 will be multiplied with the numerator, so it will become minus 2 into 2 minus 4. Then 6 will divide 6 1 time, and 1 into 1 is 1 only, minus 1 plus 5 upon 2. Okay, now again solving the bracket first. So 3 upon 5 into minus 5 upon 6 plus 5 upon 2. Okay, this 5 and this 5 will cancel out. 3 will divide 6 2 times. Okay, so what will be the answer? Minus 1 upon 2 plus 5 upon 2. 2 is taken as LCM, and here minus 1 plus 5, that means 5 minus 1 4, 5 minus 1 4 whole upon 2. Okay, and 2 will divide 4 how many times? 2 times. So answer will be 2. Okay, 2 will be the answer. Now moving towards the second question. What was the second question? 2 upon 5 multiply with minus 3 upon 7 minus 1 upon 6 multiply with 3 upon 2 plus 1 upon 14 multiply with 2 upon 5. Okay, so in this question also we will see which values are common here. See, 2 upon 5 is present here, 2 upon 5 is present here. That means we can rearrange the question. So I have written 2 upon 5 here into minus 3 upon 7, and this third term will come here. So plus 1 upon 14 into 2 upon 5 minus 1 upon 6 into 3 upon 2. In this way I will write it down. Okay, now 2 upon 5 is common here, so we will apply which property? Distributive property. Okay, so I have taken 2 upon 5 common. So inside the bracket what will remain? Minus 3 upon 7 plus 1 upon 14 okay. 2 upon 5 I have taken common from this term and this term, both the terms I have taken common. 2 upon 5 okay, minus 1 upon 6 multiply with 3 upon 2. Okay, see, in this term 3 will divide 6 2 times. Okay, and here 2 upon 5 as it is, taking LCM between 7 and 14, the LCM will be 14, and 7 will divide 14 2 times. Okay, 7 will divide 14 2 times, and 2 will multiply with the numerator 3, minus 3. So minus 3 into 2 is minus 6, plus 14 divide 14 one time, 1 will multiply with 1 and it will become 1 only, and minus, see, look here, 1 upon 2 into 2, 4, so 1 upon 4. Now look here, 2 upon 5, it will become minus 6 plus 1, that means minus 5 upon 14. Okay, and here minus 1 upon 4. Now solving the question, 5 and 5 will cancel out, 2 will divide 14 7 times, so what will remain? Minus 1 upon 7 minus 1 upon 4. Okay, now we will take LCM. 7 4s are 28. Okay, 7 will divide 28 4 times, so 4 will be multiplied with this 1, it will become minus 4. 4 will divide 7, 4 will divide 28 7 times, so 7 will multiply with the numerator, so here minus 7. So minus 4 minus 7 is what? Minus 11 whole upon 28, and that will be the answer. Okay, now question number second. Write the additive inverse of each of the following rational numbers. Okay, so 2 upon 8 is given to us and we have to calculate the additive inverse. So, okay, so what we have discussed about additive inverse, a rational number which when we add that rational number to the given rational number, the answer will be 0. So 2 upon 8 is there, na? So look here, 2 upon 8 is there. So if 2 upon 8 is, if I add minus 2 upon 8 to the number, then what will be the answer? Here LCM will be 2, and 2 minus 2, 0, and 0 upon 8, the answer will be 0. Okay, similarly minus 5 upon 9 is written here. Okay, so what we can say about the additive inverse of this question? Minus 2 upon 8 is the answer. Minus 2 upon 8 is the additive inverse. Okay, similarly in question number 2, minus 5 upon 9 is given to us, and we have to see just opposite of this number. 5 upon 9 is there, so 5 upon 9 will be there, and here negative sign, so here positive sign. Okay, and then the answer will be 0. So we can say 5 upon 9 is the additive inverse. 5 upon 9 is the additive inverse. Now third one, minus 6 upon 5. So minus 6 upon 5 is given to us, and we have to calculate the additive inverse of minus 6 upon 5. So 6 upon 5, that means we have to take 6 upon 5, but the sign convention should be opposite. Here negative sign, so here positive sign. Okay, and the answer will be 0. So we can say 6 upon 5 is the additive inverse. Six upon 5 is the additive inverse. So 6 upon 5 is the additive inverse. Now moving towards the next question. Question number 3. Verify that minus x equal to x. Verify that minus x is equal to x for the following rational numbers. So 11 upon 5 is given to us, and we have to verify. If I substitute minus x, then what will be the answer? So in the first question, 11 upon 5 is given to us. See, what is given to us? What is the equation? Minus x is given to us. Minus x is equal to x. Okay, we have to calculate minus of minus x is equal to x or not. First of all, x is given to us. We will just put the negative sign, so it will become minus 11 upon 5. Now again putting a negative sign in order to verify minus x equal to x. So again taking minus of minus x. Now here again minus sign, minus 11 upon 5, and the answer will be minus minus plus, and 11 upon 5 will be the answer. Okay, similarly here also again taking negative sign, it will become minus of minus 13 upon 17. Okay, now it will become what? Minus minus plus, so 13 upon 17, and here minus x. Now if I take a negative sign on both the sides, that means again multiplying both the side with minus sign, minus 1 we can say. Okay, so minus sign, minus of minus x will be equal to minus 13 upon 17, and that is what? X here. And here also 11 upon 5, and that is what? X here. So LHS is equal to RHS, hence the answer is verified, and at the end you can write hence it is verified. Okay, now come to the fourth question. Find the multiplicative inverse of the following. Minus 13 is given to us, and we have to calculate the multiplicative inverse. So far what we have discussed about the multiplicative inverse. The minus 13 is given to us, and we have to find the multiplicative inverse of this number minus 13. Okay, what we have discussed about multiplicative inverse, that suppose a number is there a, and we have to obtain its multiplicative inverse, then we have to multiply it with the inverse of this number. Inverse means reciprocal, and then the answer will be 1. So here also minus 13 is there, So what will be the inverse of minus 13? 1 upon minus 13. Okay, and the answer will be 1 because both the values will cancel out. So we can say that therefore minus 1 upon 13 is the multiplicative inverse. Look here. Okay, minus 13 to minus 13 cancel, answer is 1. So we can say that minus 1 upon 13 is the multiplicative inverse. Now moving towards the next one, minus 13 upon 19. So minus 13 upon 19 is there. What will be its reciprocal? Its reciprocal will be 19 will go into the numerator and 13 will go into the denominator with negative sign also. Okay, all these values will cancel out and you will get 1. This implies that this term minus 19 upon 13. Okay, we can put negative sign in the numerator or denominator anywhere else. Okay, it doesn't matter, but negative sign should be there if it is given in the rational number. So minus 19 upon 13 is the multiplicative inverse. Now third question. See, look here, 1 upon 5 is given to us. So it is also easy. 1 upon 5, reciprocal of 1 upon 5 will be what? 5. 5 will go into the numerator, 1 will be in the denominator. That means 5 upon 1. Okay, 5 and 5 cancel, answer will be 1. So what we can say that 5 is the multiplicative inverse. What we can say, 5 is the multiplicative inverse. I hope it is clear to you. Now moving towards the fifth question. Name the property under multiplication in each of the following. Minus 4 upon 5 multiply with 1 equal to 1 into minus 4 upon 5 equal to minus 4 upon 5. Okay, so what we have done here, minus 4 upon 5 was written here. Then in the second term, in the second part, what it is written, 1 into minus 4 upon 5. So this term will be there is a exchange of rational number, na? We have interchanged their positions, we have rearranged them. So we have discussed the property, commutative property, in which we were interchanging the positions of the rational numbers. Okay, so which property we have to name the property which is used in this question. So in first one I will write commutative property. Okay, in the first one I will write commutative property. Now in the second one, look here, minus 13 upon 7 into minus 2 upon 7 equal to minus 2 upon 7 multiply with minus 13 upon 7. So here also the places are interchanged. Okay, but the multiplication is same, the answer will also be same. So here also commutative property is used. Now in the third part, you see, minus 19 upon 29 multiply with 29 upon minus 19. Okay, you see here the denominator is the numerator in the second, in the multiplication. Okay, and here 19 is the numerator and here minus 19 is the denominator. Okay, minus 19 is the numerator here and minus 19 is the denominator here. So when we multiply these two values, we get 1. That means minus 29 upon minus 19 is the multiplicative inverse of minus 19 upon 29. So which property is used here? Multiplicative inverse property. Multiplicative inverse property. Okay, so this much questions we have done with in which some calculations were there and some properties which are used here. Okay, rest of the questions are for your practice and you have to solve those questions in your homework. Okay, and only these properties will be used in those questions also. Okay, I hope you understand the concept. So here exercise 1.1, we have reached almost all the questions, and some questions are there which I have given you as a homework. So you have to solve and practice, because maths need only practice, and with practice only you can achieve good marks in examinations. Okay, so continuous efforts are necessary to solve this type of question. They are easy, but they need practice only. Okay, because you have to remember the concept and solve the questions accordingly. Thank you.